What's happening? It's like the other day, man, it was the 15th of last month, but I noticed that it was the 6th month and the 15th day of the 15th year past 2000, because you know how it's always, you can just put 15 now and you understand that it's 2015. So in a way, I noticed that the date was it was 666, because in numerology, basically you add the numbers together, and then whatever that is what the number is, or what you reduce it to, or whatever. And on this day, I went to my buddy's house, uh, and I noticed that over in, like, right behind me right now, the western sky, I seen three stars, and they were in a direct line, not far above the horizon, and it was bang, bang, bang. And for some reason, I was so drawn to it, and I just knew it was something. But, you know, at the time, I didn't know what it was. But basically, 14 days later, I think, you had that Star of Bethlehem come out. And when I went outside to find it, I found it in the same exact location as those three stars. And then I think I remember hearing those stars that I noticed and I was drawn to, called the Three Kings. You know what I'm saying? That they they precede this particular that astronomical phenomenon of Jupiter and Venus uh, basically overlaying one another and making a different kind of effect. But I just thought all this was very weird. And I mean, you see what's going on now. I mean, right after that, you got gay marriage. Then there's earthquake in Israel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just uh, we don't have to wait years now for signs. Just, it's like they say about Michigan, the weather. Just wait 15 minutes. If you're waiting to see a sign, you literally have to wait like 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes time, sometimes you can just, blah, there'll be 10 things that happen all at once. Or there was something that you missed that happened during when all these things were happening. And you're unaware, you'll catch up later. I mean, that's how crazy it is these days. But on that subject of stars, you know what I'm saying? There's a term called luminaries right here. Yeah. Bam. Right here, the army. Angels, celestial luminaries. Uh, Basically, luminaries, you could say, are like the like our stars, or the stars, the sun and the moon, and things that glow in the sky, I guess. But also there's something about wandering stars, that are reserved darkness and blackness forever. That's also luminaries, and it may be a kind of imprisonment for certain things. Right here, let me see. Let me see here. See here. Certain shapes and style them in a representation of heaven and the earth and the sea, the sun, the moon. Let me see this here. Right here. Nor by legislators give prohibition concerning idols, but also of luminaries. Do not swear by the stars or the moon in them. And let me see. And it also talks about it being concerning idols. And you can see how, all right, in our society, what is someone who is famous? They're called an idol and a star. So you could also, can come across these luminary subject here. Uh, and you also have the whole contention between the star of Moloch, or just the 5-pointed star. I mean, it's like like the star pointed upwards is just a star, or it can represent man, but flipped upside down is turned into the goat, into the Baphomet. Uh, and a generation crooked and perverse, among whom ye do appear as luminaries. That's exactly what I was talking about. How our stars are appear, in this crooked and perverse. They appear as luminaries. And here's another thing: in the book of Enoch, the Watchers, one of their totems, you could say, or words, that one of their trigger words is falling stars. So it says that when they came down, they fell as stars. So, and then you got your regular 5-point star. Then you flip it up, you got a Baphomet, which is most certainly a satanic symbol. So falling star, it's deep. It's deep how connected this is, and how we don't recognize sometimes things that we're looking at, or how they're redefined through the ages, to where something back in the day would have been something interpreted as, like, even the Indians, when they seen strange astronomical events like shooting stars, things falling out of the sky, it was always like a bad omen. So that's coming from a collective consciousness of having bad omens of things coming from the sky. And where does it? You can see where this comes from. It comes from Enoch. You know what I'm saying? If uh, it makes sense, because that's so far back. That's when everything was all together. So that reference should either, if anyone perceived the falling stars as something good, that shows you who followed after the ways of the Watchers. And you know what I'm saying? It's just little things like that you wouldn't know until someone actually pointed you out and made you look at them. But this luminary has multiple meanings. Some, it can mean an angel or a star. Uh, so like I heard, luminaries is a class of angel. But it's like in Jude, it talks about the roaming stars that have darkness forever. So it's something to just look into. I mean, it's, I'm not an expert at it, but it's worthy of taking note. And like I said, since I noticed those three stars, then the Star of Bethlehem, and I mean, it's obviously, this marks something important that is about to happen. So it's worthy of paying attention to. I mean, when what other signs you need? The sun, the moon, and the stars. And on 4th of July, I watched the moon or the sun sink, and it was like red. It was crazy. The sunset just didn't look right. It looked weird, like something you'd expect to see if a volcano erupted or something. So we got the signs of the 4 blood moons. We got all these strange lights in the sky. I mean, I'm not sure if it's CERN, Project Bluebeam, HARP, or what, but those are signs in the sky, as well. But I mean, you got that Star of Bethlehem coming up during the same year as the blood moons, the same year that there's gay marriage legalized, the same year that all the volcanoes are going off, 3 years after Fukushima. I mean, it's just so crazy. There's so many signs that only someone who's just really stubborn wouldn't recognize them, or just really ignorant. There's only two ways about it: either you're in denial because you're so damn stubborn, or you're just ignorant and you're just unwilling to look at some of these these coincidences, but there is no such thing as coincidence, especially when it comes to things grander than man can even manipulate. Because a man can't really change the planets. I mean, I'm unaware if they're able to do that yet. I mean, unless we are really in a matrix machine, and I just think I'm talking to this right now, but really, I got tubes all in me, and I'm in a box, and this is all some Oculus Rift eyeglasses on, and I've never been awake. I've always been in the matrix, and this is all just fake, or there's something going on here, like a lot of prophetic occurrences coinciding at the same exact time or in the same time frame. So it's something to look into it, man. And I mean, because yeah, it's late in the game, man. I mean, I don't even know how I can even make it through these times, because I mean, it's like when it's different when you're just kind of guessing about things, but it's different when you're starting to know something's going on and you just can't debunk it. You can't debate it. Uh, Basically, you just gotta accept it. Start paying attention and do what you can. To prepare yourself. First and foremost, internally, but then externally. I mean, I don't know, man. If it truly is Armageddon, I mean, you can't really fight that. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like we're heading towards that. You know what I'm saying? And I think some of these astronomical things are showing us that yeah, we're getting close to the great tribulation. You know, that was also spoken of in Enoch. And there's another reason why this book has been so discriminated and hidden from us, is because it reveals a lot. If it's true, that gives more validity to the Bible and its prophecy, and it also explains to you things that no, man is not alone. There's armies of things. You know what I'm saying? On both sides of the good and evil equation, working and concealing things. And also revealing things that they want you to know, enough to destroy yourself, but they conceal to you from you the truth. I mean, or you would already know about Enoch already if there wasn't something going on to cover up the truth. But yeah, it's definitely crazy, interesting times, man. Even if it's really crazy, it's very interesting at the same time.